Time to welcome our one of our regular mates back at the regular time, Gavin Forman. Thanks for jumping in at the super early time the last couple of weeks while everybody was away. We didn't get you out of bed too early, I trust.
It's okay. I just blame Todd, so it was fine. He was away. I had to get up early. Not impressed.
The blame has to stop somewhere.
Yeah.
So why not stop at his door? That's fine. Well, look, you're obviously not feeling too bad about it because we're coming up to lunchtime and you've brought in a pie.
I have brought in a pie.
How cool is that?
That's very cool.
But it's not about the pie.
It's not about
today.
the filling today. It's about the pastry.
It's about the pastry. Now, tell us about this type of pastry.
Suet pastry. So instead of using margarine or butter, you use suet, which is a fat.
Okay.
It comes from the kidneys of an animal.
Okay, that's
So
fine.
it's just the shredded kidney fat off lambs, pigs, beef, and you use that to crumble it rather than your butter.
So
You get a richer, thicker flavour.
Yeah.
And you can also steam it. All your British steamed puddings are based on suet pastry.
Traditionally speaking, where does this style of pastry come from?
England.
Okay.
It's very English. The suet pastry is very English. So they're all their like pork pies and beef pies and all that, all made on suet.
So what sort of a pie do we have under the pastry, Gaff?
It's a meat pie.
Yeah.
So it's steak and kidney.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
You're all right with that?
I'm fine with that because I just wanted to make sure. I want to make sure I get the idea of the pastry.
You just don't trust me, do you?
Not at all.
Good.
And I'm quite open with that. And,
Yeah.
and you're fine for me to be in that space.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's check it out.
So, yeah, as I said, you should get more of a crumble and a little bit thicker. So I don't roll my pastry very thin. I like that heavy type base so it doesn't fall apart on you. So the integrity of your pie stays within.
That can be an issue with pies generally.
Yep.
Not the case with this one, by the way.
No.
It's going to stay right there all the way through.
Can you taste the difference in the pastry?
I can.
Yeah?
It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And like you said,
There's no buttery. There's no butter in
Yeah,
it.
you're right. That's the
But
thing.
there's still
that's
fat. Yeah.
There is, but again, it's the sort of thing. Like all the meat's going to stay in there. It's not
Yeah,
going
it's
to sort
encased.
of bust aside or whatever.
Well, traditionally, like the Cornish pasty, which is a famous English pastry, was made for the miners. So instead of having to make a sandwich or something, they encased it in the pastry, and that's what they took down the mines, and that's where all that came from.
And let's be honest, when you're down there, the last thing you need is the pie dripping all
Yeah,
over. You
and
couldn't see that well anyway.
You wouldn't have a knife and fork either.
True.
So yeah, it's a little bit denser, it's a little bit crumbly, but it won't fall apart compared to your normal pie that you buy down the road.
In terms of popularity, because I'll be honest, I haven't had this style before. Is it something that's just not used a lot, or is it, and I'm just not aware of it, and why?
It was. It's just gone out of fashion. Certain things come in and out of fashion the whole time. Using the fat off, like we've got to a point in society where we don't eat offal. People just eat.
No, we don't.
So there's a lot of that goes on with the same type of thing. So it's the fat off an animal. So people kind of go, oh, just use butter. Why wouldn't you use margarine? Because you can't get that with butter or margarine.
Like you said, things come in and out of vogue, and who knows, in 10 years, all it would take was a big firm to just come out and put those out, and then everyone will be doing it.
You can also use it for sweet pastry. I don't generally use it for sweets, but all you've got to do is in the recipe there's water. If you add sugar to the water, and when you mix that through, it'll give you a sweet dough rather than a savoury dough.
At the end of the day, it's a pie for lunch, so that's what's important. And there's no nasties in the pie that I'm aware of. Now, I've eaten a bit of it now. So
It's steak and kidney.
Okay. I still don't trust you.
But the kidney's awful. So, yeah, it is what it is.
It is. All right, Gav, thank you so much for this. We'll look forward to consuming the rest of it, pastry and all.
But I tell you, that pastry is really simple to make. You should give it a go.
I might do that.
You will not.
There he is, our chef Gavin Forman, having a look at a different type of pastry for us this week and a nice little pie at 2NURFM 103.7.
A broadcast service of the University of Newcastle.